I can't find the comment now, but the other day somebody said, y'all just need to stop buying everything. Long term, just stop. Don't you know that the Montgomery bus boycott took like a year? And I think it was closer to 18 months. But I want to talk about that because it's weird how all of the topics I discuss on my TikTok tend to overlap, right? They come together and they're all connected. And I think that there is something really important that we need to understand about a boycott in order for it to be effective. I said yesterday in a video that we need to hit him in the pocketbook, right? That the only language that the oligarchs speak is money, and that we made them with our pennies, and we can unmake them. That we, the American people, along with our allies around the world who are in solidarity with us, we have the power here. The people have always had the power, and we have an opportunity to reclaim it. That boycotts can be extremely effective, that we can just withhold our dollars, right? The commenter that I can't find now was basically saying, withhold your money, stop spending, withhold your dollars. That we are not realizing our own power here. But I think if we're going to go that route, we need to understand that we have to build some skills first. And this is where the topics that I talk about always converge. Last year, I spent a lot of time talking about distress tolerance, how we, especially as white people, we are very ill-equipped to handle sacrifice, discomfort, distress. We are not good at dealing with deprivation. We're not good at dealing with uncomfortable feelings or being denied things that we want right now. Don't get defensive with me. It's true. It's true. All of us struggle with it. Those distress tolerance skills, if you want to watch the videos where I talk about it, I have a playlist here, but you can go on my YouTube and search skills, and I have a lot of videos. Distress tolerance skills are part of DBT therapy, and they help us learn to deal with the discomfort, the uncomfortable feelings that we feel when we don't get what we want and things are not going our way and our feelings start to overwhelm us and run us. And I think building that skill of distress tolerance is going to be crucial here, because what is a boycott? It is a sacrifice that we all make. We deny ourselves things that we want and maybe things that we need. We experience intentional self-denial in order to achieve an end. In this case, in order to save ourselves from a fascist dictatorship. Oligarchs only speak the language of money, so let's leverage that against them. Well, in order to do that, we have to be willing to have follow through and to leverage that tool for as long as it takes to get the job done. And that means we're going to have to go without things that we want and things that we need. And it may be that I am kind of uniquely equipped here as somebody who was raised a Calvinist, and I'm very good at self-denial. I'm very good at delayed gratification. I think also part of it is sort of my executive functioning skills. I'm very good at this, like I was telling kids, eyes on the prize, right? I see that I have to deny myself something here, and I can be okay with that because I'm looking 12 steps down the road and I'm seeing how that's going to pay off for me in the end. I'm seeing what the ultimate goal is, and I am reminding myself of that every time I choose not to spend money. I choose to deny myself something I want right now. I am making a conscious effort to prioritize that end goal over my immediate distress or my immediate desire to fill a want or to satisfy an emotion. I'm constantly telling my children, the sacrifices you are making today are an investment in your future self. And I think all of us as Americans, that's what we need right now, to invest in our future selves, our liberation. And that is going to take denial right now. Get rid of your Amazon Prime, get rid of your Kindle, get rid of your Audible subscription. Don't go to Airbnbs. And I would argue more than that is withhold every possible penny that you can from the economy. Don't buy shit you don't need. And if you do need it, think like, how could I put this off for a month? Do I really need it? Is there something else I could substitute that's from a more ethical source? Or could I buy it used? Could I get it somewhere else so that my money is not going into the economy? Could I ask for it on Buy Nothing? Could I make it myself? Is it truly a need? Can I do without for now? Because I've got my eyes on the prize down the road, which is that we are exercising our collective power. We're exercising our ability as the American people, as consumers, to play the game of capitalism against these guys who have used capitalism to exploit us for generations. And I've gotten a lot of folks in my comments who are like, oh, Americans are so soft, especially white Americans. They're so soft. They can't sacrifice at all. Like, we can't even get them to boycott Starbucks for any length of time. I don't think that's true. I think we need to build some skills and help ourselves, set ourselves up for success. I mean, look at the Target DEI boycott, and you could tell me, Angela, I've seen that is mostly being driven by Black women, and you would be correct. And so once again, I am saying that maybe these are skills that other demographics have more than white folks. That doesn't mean we can't learn to build those skills. Everybody can learn to be better at self-denial in order to achieve a goal that we need to reach. But right, because of consumers' choices, we're looking at Target regretting like almost immediately the revocation of their DEI policy, right? And you might say to me like, Angela, things are already so difficult. I already have such reduced bandwidth. Things are such a challenge. And now you're asking me to deny myself little wants and pleasures that make life feel more worth living, or they're helping me get through the day to day. And this is where I would just remind folks that you are investing in your future. You're investing in your future self, your children's future, by choosing to do without now. That you can make a voluntary choice to give up things in this moment in order to save yourself from a future where somebody else inflicts on you the involuntary deprivation of exponentially more than you will have to do without now. Do you understand the difference? Like, this is an empowering choice we can make for ourselves right now versus later somebody else exerting control over us in a way that only increases our suffering far more than our choice right now to do without. And I just also want to encourage you that choosing consciously to boycott for a moral or just reason for a cause is not something that is an entirely negative experience. It is really, really empowering on multiple levels. So my choice to withhold my pennies and not buy that product on the shelf is me reclaiming my power in the economy and exercising it over my oppressor. It feels really, really good. And when I, choose not to buy those Nestle chocolate chips on the shelf because I've been boycotting Nestle for 27 years, it feels really good to remind myself, like, I have integrity. I live within my values. There is so much satisfaction in that, far more satisfaction than those chocolate chips on the shelf. And also, those chocolate chips on the shelf from Nestle come along with a hefty dose of shame and guilt for understanding what I am complicit in when I buy those products. So I am freeing myself from future shame and guilt. I am reminding myself, I'm reveling in my own integrity. That feels really good. That is a satisfying, in permaculture we say, obtain a yield. That is a satisfying yield from this experience. And there's more to it than that, right? If I am choosing to engage in this boycott, that is a collective action that I am doing with millions of other Americans. Folks I will never meet. I now have a bond and a connection with them. And I say that we have this power as a community. We have collective power as the American people. We are reclaiming our power as the American people. That feels really, really freaking awesome in this time and place to know that it's not just me fighting alone by myself, that I am united with millions and millions of other folks, and that together we outnumber them and we have more power than they do. We are stronger, more influential than the billionaires, than the oligarchs. We ultimately, because we created them, we ultimately can topple them. We have to understand where the soft spot is between the ribs and get them there. And that spot is money. It is withholding our pennies, making every conscious choice we can not to contribute to the system that has enriched them and has given them power over us. It is us taking our power back. And this is where I want to add, if you don't follow Possibility Maven, please go follow them. They have a great video on the Montgomery bus boycott, bringing it back to the beginning here where that commenter was talking about that. It is far more than just saying, I'm going to do without. We're all going to do without for as long as it takes. Just like we need to build those individual distress tolerance skills to get through this, we need to set ourselves up for success as a community. There will be negative impacts of us deciding to boycott. The Montgomery bus boycott included a bake sale. That is what funded and kept it going. Again, go watch Possibility Maven's video. Let me use a medical analogy here. I have an autoimmune disease that impacts my eye a lot. And when I start a new round of medication, my symptoms often get worse for 1 to 2 days before they get better. We may see a flare of negative economic impacts for us as the people. As we boycott businesses, people may lose their jobs. We need to be prepared to support them. That's the bake sale part of the boycott. We understand that doing without may make things tougher for us immediately, but we know long term what the goal is, and we're keeping our eyes on the prize. And we have to shore up each other and support each other in order to be able to accomplish our goals. I want to remind folks that the first big economic blackout day is February 28th. This is our first chance to start building those skills. So call your reps, let them know why you're participating, and let's get to it.